A decades-old Defense Department committee that advised the military on how to support women in the service has been shut down. It's provided policy recommendations over the years to the Secretary of Defense, advice like properly fitting body armor for women and appropriate health care.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated.
Pete Hegseth is back in headlines for all the wrong reasons. More actions he's taking at the Department of Defense or Department of War, if he tells it, this time ending groups that advise women in the military. I wonder what that could be signaling. I wonder if he's made any comments in the past that could warrant people be worried about this. We'll discuss that and more. So first, take a moment, leave us a like on the video, helps us out a bunch, and let's get right to the takedown.
The latest Trump administration move against DEI, a decades-old Defense Department committee that advised the military on how to support women in the service has been shut down. One panel member says the end of this committee will be a loss for the country. The Pentagon says the committee is focused on advancing a divisive feminist agenda that hurts combat readiness, while Secretary Hegseth has focused on advancing uniform, sex-neutral standards across the department. Now, established in 1959, the Defense Advisory Committee on Women in the Services has provided policy recommendations over the years to the Secretary of Defense, advice like properly fitting body armor for women and appropriate health care.
Consider the source, am I right? It's a misogynistic administration who sees women as lesser than, not deserving of men's spaces, and not worthy of concern. Why else would they be demonizing Tylenol that helps pregnant women and telling them to tough out fevers and pain? Defunding Medicaid that funds half the births in America, outlawing reproductive health care, denying rape victims health care, children, right? Limiting postpartum coverage by the state, go look at Sarah Huckabee Sanders' state, and now removing advisory boards meant specifically to help women with the problems they specifically face in the military. You have to love how MAGA are the ones so adamant on how men and women are different and they need their own spaces when it comes to the trans argument. But when it comes to women's rights, well, women should do things the exact same as men and shouldn't have anything men don't have because they can just use the men's to do things. Wonder how that might be problematic, as if there's almost things women experience that men never will. It's almost like we tried to do this with studies on medicine as well, and then we realized, oh shit, women react and behave entirely different than men. Wow.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated. We support all women serving in our military today who do a fantastic job across the globe in our Pentagon and deliver critical aspects, all aspects, combat included.
Yeah. You know, I just wonder what kind of effect his changing views, this recent cut, is having on women in the military and future recruits.
It just doesn't seem consistent with the history that we've seen women perform in combat. We have seen women, female engagement teams provide our service members critical intelligence that saves lives and drives performance. And there's a very interesting tune that has changed from, and I've heard his quote say before that, you know, women should be life-giving, not life-taking. I know amazing women leaders in the military whose history, whose performance shows differently.
Judge them based on their actions and their words when they're not fearful of scrutiny. And with that, it becomes clear these clowns just want to force women out. I mean, one of the first things that Trump and Hegseth did was fire the Coast Guard commander, first woman Coast Guard commander, literally for being a woman. Now this, plus his clear comments, I mean, when he wasn't, well, at least when he wasn't worried about tarnishing the image of an administration. So like, obviously now he's going to have to do the work behind the scenes and he's going to opt to save face in public. But an attack on this board is an attack on what it serves in the exact same way that it was when RFK Jr. did this for vaccines. You replace the experts, you take down the board supporting them, and then it's free game to lie about whatever you want with the thing you're trying to get rid of.
He's been purging women leaders from senior leadership ranks, and that has a devastating impact for young women entering the Marine Corps. To not have role models at the top levels of your organization who look like you, who perhaps could advocate for you, that is very dangerous for combat readiness and troop morale.
Yeah, speaking of senior leaders, you know, we were just talking about how hundreds of senior officers are flying to Quantico, some from combat zones, and they're going for that urgent meeting ordered by Secretary Hegseth. And sources are telling CNN it's expected to resemble a pep rally, a defense official telling us that it's about getting the horses into the stable and whipping them into shape. I mean, how do you think the top brass is going to react to this meeting?
I think the premise is that we haven't been driving results, winning wars, representing our country. We've been doing an amazing job, our service members, for the past couple decades.
Just look at how they're doing this everywhere else in the government, and the game plan is gone. It is a ruse of pretending you want efficiency when you really want loyalty. What they want is a fighting force that won't question their orders, whether it's targeting a random boat off the coast of a country that poses no threat to us, preemptively striking a country that poses no threat to us, or walking the streets of a blue city and arresting and harassing American citizens. Also, we want women in leadership not only to show them that, hey, there are leaders that look like you can have role models who look like you, but to also show others that other people can be the hero of the story and can also be the role model, right? It's not always people who look like you. Both are important lessons, and MAGA want to deprive women of both.